Welcome to my first video. I'm Hunter Gerlach. Happy Thursday. So first off, I'm going to be posting every single Thursday. Look forward to that. All right, so here's the thing. I was going to start speaking on Supreme, on Louis Vuitton. A lot of what my intro spoke to, that was my plan. But what I didn't plan on was my main source of income and my best retainer client reaching out to me this week and letting me know that they were going to have to terminate our contract. So now I'm back to ground zero. I don't have $1 of income I can plan on every single month. And this is the first time that I've been in this position since I've been married. But it's also kind of exciting because honestly, I got pretty comfortable with that client. And I was just telling my wife, I'm ready to get back out there. So today, instead of sharing about Supreme and Louis Vuitton, I'm gonna bring you guys along with me and show you how I'm gonna go from $0 a month right now to $5,000 and hopefully beyond. So the first thing we want to think about is like, what are all the hats that you need to wear in order for your business to go from an idea and a dream to an actual business that's going to generate income? So the first hat, obviously, that anyone would need to wear in any business, especially if you're a solopreneur, is the CEO. So what is the job of the CEO? Generally, the CEO is going to be in charge of the vision, the direction, and how the company is going to grow to be a bigger, better company. So what's the next hat you need to wear? What's the next thing that you need to do to go from, okay, now I have my vision, now I know what I want my company to look like, I have the skills to do it, now how do I actually get a client? Now you got to wear the sales hat. And then the salesman is going to be in charge of client outreach and pitching to those clients. So essentially a pitch is just your offer and the price that you're offering it at. So like an easy pitch would be, hey, I'm gonna make you 4 reels for $2,000 a month. After you've landed the deal, how do you make sure you keep the client? So that's gonna be fulfillment. So for fulfillment, that's essentially just fulfilling your promises, exceeding your promises, and making sure you're actually coming through with the word that you said that you'd give them. In this case would be taking some videos, editing those videos, and then while you're on that shoot, taking a few photos, and then editing those photos as well, and sending those over. Don't feel like you have to be a professional to go get out there to sell yourself, to pitch yourself, because a successful sales pitch isn't on whether or not you are getting money from an exchange, it's whether or not you get what you want out of that exchange. So for an example, if I'm somebody who wants to go shoot supercars, I could tell this person, hey, I'll give you 20 stills and 2 reels to post on your social media. If the person with the supercar says yes, that's a successful sale, a successful transaction, and then you just want to make sure you go fulfill on that. So when you want to reach out to his other friends with supercars, they'll have heard about you or he'll have good things to say about you. And now you'll get more and more experience shooting more supercars and eventually build up your skill so you can actually start charging for these things. And you'll know when you can start charging when people start asking if you can come take videos and photos of their car for them. So we've talked about the CEO hat, the sales hat, fulfillment hat. Now we'll move on to marketing. So marketing is going to be in charge of like social platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you want to put your content. And then of course, like a website would go under that as well. The last thing I would say in this circumstance, when you're just hitting the bare minimums, is the admin hat. So what does an admin do? So an admin in this case is going to be in charge of finances, scheduling, emails, and overall communications. Okay, just again for repetition, what are the essential hats that you need to wear to go from ground zero to hopefully landing your first client and then being able to retain that client? So the first hat, CEO, second, sales, third, fulfillment, marketing, and then admin. So now that we have that done, focus on like truly what is the next step for you. For me, because I already have photos and videos that have sold, I know that I can go do that again. So I'm not gonna go do a ton of portfolio work. I'm gonna focus more on trying to build client or potential client relations. So I reached out to a tint and wrap shop and I asked them if I could give them a couple of reels in trade for them to do the labor and provide the tint for this Camry. They accepted, which is awesome. So now how I'm gonna take this opportunity to try to get them as a client is I'm gonna go in and I'm not just gonna make the 1 or 2 videos that I said that I would make and trade for the wrap, but I'm gonna figure out what he needs in his company, what's gonna help his business grow, what are his ultimate goals. Does he wanna grow his business? Does he wanna have 10 employees? Does he wanna have cars lined up out the door to get wrapped? What are his goals? Figure that out, and then you can go from there to figure out whether or not you can actually be an asset. And if you can be an asset, and if you can help him or her achieve their goals, then from there it's just a matter of putting on the fulfillment hat and actually following through with that thing and seeing where you go from there. And of course, this part is not always going to be 100% successful. Even the best salesmen in the world aren't sailing every single person they pitch. So just know that you're most likely going to have to go to 3, 5, or even 10 people before you land a deal, maybe more, sometimes less. I'm gonna go see how our relationship is and just see if the guy who's running this tint and wrap shop is somebody that I'd actually even want to do business with. Then we'll see if we can figure something out. We're headed out to this tint and wrap shop. Hopefully make a cool video for them for free. And if all goes well, and if they have it in the budget, then we'll talk about getting them in as a client. And if they don't, then, move on to the next. But either way, got to pay the bills and got to have some clients to work with. So here we go. All right, you guys, we made it back. We went to the shoot over at Revamp Auto Detailing. Initially, our deal was for me to be able to go in twice, get a before and after, just make one reel out of that, and then he would do our tint and trade. And I said, dude, I know I'm gonna come in and get a before and after. I'll still do that. I'll give you that reel. But on top of that, I wanna take a few photos for you today, and I'll make you a reel out of what we get today as well, even though I don't have a ton of time. And so right up front, he can tell that I'm interested in investing my time and my effort and energy into him and his company. And when anyone is putting in this much effort and trying to add this much value to you, you automatically want to try to do something for them in return. You want to give back to them. You want to help them. Before I even got home, I got a call from a number that I was unfamiliar with. I picked it up. The guy on the phone introduced himself and told me that he was just 2 doors down from the wrap shop that I had just shot at. And he had just said that the person that I had just done a shoot for spoke highly of me, that he wanted to get in contact with me because he had something coming up soon. That could be another $2,500, $2,800 in January if he ends up going with my bid. So that just comes to show that if you're making sure you're wearing all the hats, focusing on client relations, focusing on giving them a good experience, delivering on time, and continuing to try to wear the hat of the salesman as well, you'll always have opportunities coming down the road. You might have opportunities right in front of you that you might get today or the next day over the weekend. But the main message that I want to get across today is that you need to learn a highly valuable skill. And luckily right now, the super highly valuable skills are things that are actually really fun and things that are enjoyable and things that help our mental health and help us feel more fulfilled and excited and happy about life and give us a desire to kick the sheets, get out of bed, and go do that thing that makes us so stoked. Those are the things that are extremely valuable. So for me right now, it's video. I looked it up on ChatGPT, and the 5 highest valuable skills right now are video and editing, experience design, copywriting, marketing, and graphic design. And the reason you probably even ran into this video is because you're entrepreneurial minded, you're creative, you're driven, you're motivated. You want to be able to generate income for yourself. You want to be able to try to create the life that you have control of. And I hope that you can see that if you can just develop a highly profitable skill, a highly valuable skill, then you really can go from 0 to 10K in a month or less. Again, this video is not the video I was planning on making. I know the first couple videos on my channel are going to be rough and rocky. I'm trying to figure things out. But my goal over everything else is to try to not let perfectionism become a bottleneck in me creating. I would love if you would subscribe and be here with me a part of this journey. I'll see you guys in the next video.